Thank you, Secretary of State. Could I have the slide, please? As the figures show, in the second week of the programme, 5,949 people who had tested positive for coronavirus had their details transferred to the contact tracing system. Of those people, 4,366, that's 73% of the total, were reached and asked to provide details of their recent close contacts. That's a small increase from 72% in the first week of operation. And similar to what we saw last week, it's very encouraging that 78% gave us this information within 24 hours of being asked to do so. We really appreciate and recognise everyone's swift response. Using that information, as you can see on the next slide, we were able to identify 44,895 people who had been in close contact with someone who tested positive. Of those, 40,690 people were advised to self-isolate, which is 91% of all the contacts identified. This is very similar to what we saw in the first week of operation, and again, this was done within good time. These statistics are encouraging. They demonstrate that we're making progress against a good starting point we outlined last week. Last time I spoke to you, I made a commitment that NHS Test and Trace would keep learning, improving and refining to become a high-quality service that all of us can depend on. In partnership with Public Health England and local government, we are right now protecting local communities from outbreaks. I'd also like to outline some of the steps we've taken that set us on that journey of continuous improvement. Firstly, we've changed the process of requesting tests. I'd also like to outline some of the steps. In partnership with Public Health England and local government, we are right now protecting local communities from outbreaks. I'd also like to outline some of the steps we've taken that set us on that journey of continuous improvement. Firstly, we've changed the process of requesting tests. We've taken out the need to copy a 16-digit code between websites when a test is booked to make it easier for us, for all of us. Secondly, we're changing how our labs operate. We're changing shift patterns so that some labs are working overnight and some are working weekends to match when samples arrive for testing. And thirdly, we've connected people's test results to their GP records. And these improvements will continue. We will continue to work towards an app which forms part of the end-to-end service of NHS Test and Trace and enables people to engage with every aspect of the service. And I'd like to reiterate everything that the Secretary of State has just said in thanking the people who have been involved in developing and trialling the app to date, and in particular, the people of the Isle of Wight. We are truly grateful for your support. Finally, I'd like to take a step back from some of our operational changes and show you what NHS Test and Trace should mean to you if you ever need to use it. And I can't do this any better than by reading the words of one of our brilliant clinical contact tracers who shared their experience of contacting a lady who had tested positive for coronavirus and was nervous about what it meant for her and her family. In their words, she needed to hear a professional, calm and caring voice who was there to listen, advise and support. She needed to be reassured and hear that she was doing a great job caring for her daughter. And after we had finished, she told me that I'd made her burden feel lighter and that she wished we could speak every day. I've said before that NHS Test and Trace is a service for the public that works best as a partnership with the public. And to me, the work of our contact tracers shows us what a true partnership looks like. I want people to know that NHS Test and Trace will be there for them when they need it. And I want to reiterate what I said last week. If you have symptoms, a fever,